Good afternoon and welcome to Crossroads Community Church here in Bedford, Indiana. We're here for some IBL ProAm basketball, and we've got a good matchup today. BBB taking on the Wet Bandits. I don't know, well, we watched them both earlier today, and we watched them both win against the Fayetteville Lions. So I think one team has one loss and the other one has none, if I recall correctly.
Possibly,
so
yeah.
this should be a really good matchup. I'm Eric Ivey. I'm here with Jim Holtzclaw. Together we are Minotaur Streaming. And once this game gets underway, we'll bring it to you live. In the meantime, Jim, let's fire up their rosters. We do have rosters for both squads.
Well, we do the Wet Bandits.
Starting with the Wet Bandits, number 0, Isaiah Agent Zero Moore. Number 00, Brett White Wemby Simmerman. Number 2, Trey Bomba. Number 4, Braden BP Perry. Number 8, Duncan King. Number 11, Rylan Perry. Number 22, Jacob Anderson. Number 31, we determined during the break, is actually Jackson Miracle. Number 44, Owen Tex-Mex Walker. And number 68, Braden Tipton, who is also the coach of the Wet Bandits.
And there are some funny things that happen during intermissions.
Yes.
And they also happen near the restroom. Eric will share with you during the broadcast.
Yep.
It'll be an interesting one. Looks like the guys are still warming up, so we can hit the BBB.
So for BBB,
roster.
we have number 0, Nate. Just Nate.
Just Nate.
Yep. Kind of like Sting. Number 1, Kaiwan Johnson. Number 2, Austin Mosier. Then we've got Dawson Irwin, Cruz Sanchez, Chris Haste, Josh Parker, Jay Skinner, and Braxton Barrett. Looks like we're getting ready to tip off here.
Both teams out to the center of the court. Yeah, since we've seen both of these teams today, and both of them had an in-hand win.
Yeah.
They are loosened up, and this should be a good ball game.
It should be. These two teams will definitely be in the top 10. The top 10 teams in the IBL ProAm go on to the gold bracket of the playoffs and compete for the chance to play against the Hoosier State Instigators of the ABA in middle of July. The exact date escapes me at the moment. It's a Sunday. It's at 2 p.m., and it'll be right here at Crossroads Community Church. So
let's get underway.
Yep. And here we go. BBB secures the tip-off. Shot there by Nate. Just Nate won't go. Rebound and second shot by Braxton Barrett won't go. And here come the Wet Bandits.
That was White Wemby.
Braden Ferry brings it up to the floor. And no joy there on that end. So here comes BBB. Jay Skinner with the ball. He'll fire up what looked like a 3. It didn't go. Brett Simmerman with the rebound for Wet Bandits. Simmerman is going to take the shot.
He's just going to take that.
And he's going to bury the shot.
Okay.
So Wet Bandits on the scoreboard, 3-0. And once again, we're going to have to switch the graphics because apparently Wet Bandits are the home team on the scoreboard.
Come on, guys. You're killing me here.
Nate is dribbling around. He throws it over to, that is Simmerman, I believe. Or Skinner, sorry, Jay Skinner. And it was, and he shoots and scores, and it's 3-2, Wet Bandits in the lead. Braden Perry with the ball. Throws it over to Jackson Miracle. Over to Simmerman, over to an unmarked Bandit.
Oops.
And Tex-Mex puts up a shot. It won't go. It's rebounded, however, by Miracle. Miracle throws it over to Simmerman. Simmerman launches a big, long shot. And it's reeled in by Nate. All right, we got our graphics corrected. We have a 50-50 shot at getting it right. And
luckily, not a whole lot happened while I was trying to do that.
Yep. There's a three-pointer by Jay Skinner.
That was the greatest play in the history of basketball, and you were swapping graphics.
BBB out in front, 5-3. Unmarked Bandit with the ball. He throws it down to a teammate, launches up a three-pointer. I believe that was Jackson Miracle. Yes, it was, and he hits it. 6-5, Wet Bandits.
That was just for two, wasn't it?
You are correct. That was,
it was
two.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought he'd come in a little bit.
He's down in my completely blind spot.
Yeah, both of these teams, they don't settle for the three-pointer. They'll try to get it inside and work the lane a little bit. Wear down your opponent and then shoot a three if there's no place to go.
Couple shots won't go. Reeled in by Owen Walker. He throws it over to Braden Perry. Throws it back to Walker. Back to Perry. Over to Walker. Over to the unmarked Bandit. And that shot is blocked by Nate. He wants a fast break and then waves it off. Says, no.
Nate, just Nate.
Yep. And battle for the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with BBB. Inbound pass to Skinner. Skinner shoots.
Nice drive.
Skinner scores.
Nice drive,
We
Skinner.
mentioned in our earlier broadcast of the BBB game that Jay Skinner is on the tentative roster for the Indiana Shuckers, who are making a move to the ABA this season, this ABA season, the 24-25 season, as an exhibition and fill-in team. And then they plan to move into full-time status in the 25-26 ABA season.
Yeah, and the fill-in teams are, for those who aren't familiar with the ABA, you get sometimes you get teams that'll cancel on you.
Yeah.
The morning of the game.
No joke.
And you need somebody to step in real quick because you've already sold tickets or
right.
You've already done all the publicity for it, and you look like a fool when people cancel on you.
Right.
So hopefully the Shuckers can step in and fill that void if it ever happens.
Sure. And all the ABA teams around in Central Indiana are going to be looking for preseason games in October-ish. So Shuckers might be able to pick up some games there too.
Yeah, to get a little bit of practice, and depending on who's on the team, the guys may have played together before, and they may not be familiar with each other. Preseason is a good place to get your warm-ups in.
Absolutely. So yeah, the scenario that Jim described was not only no joke, but it happens rather often in the ABA, which is a source of frustration. But
yeah.
So fill-in teams or exhibition teams are much appreciated.
Yeah, I've had to had 3 or 4 scenarios where a team either folded, or couldn't get transportation, or some kind of excuse.
Right. Yeah.
And couldn't come, but 24 hours notice. Nope.
Right.
They call you about 3 hours beforehand.
Exactly. For those who don't know, Jim and I called the Indiana Lions games in the ABA last year, and it was amazing why some teams didn't show up to play.
Yeah. Some of it was in spite.
Yep. 3-point shot by the Wet Bandits up, no good. Rebounded by Nate for BBB. He probably has a last name.
He probably does, and that may be what. You might as well tell your story in partial tidbits so people know what you're talking about.
As White Wemby gets the rebound, brings it up the court for Wet Bandits. So I ran into Braden Tipton, number 68 for Wet Bandits, who also serves as their coach. And he had some very nice words to say about our broadcasts, and he hadn't yet seen the one from their earlier game today, but I think we had them once or twice last week. And so he had some really nice things to say about our broadcast, which were very much appreciated. Thank you, Braden. And then he brought up the fact that Scotty Millette, who runs this league, asked him for a roster for his team. And so he just made up some nicknames.
And that's what we called him during this morning's broadcast.
He did say Owen Walker, number 44, who has the ball and just shot and missed, is Braden's best friend. And he did admit that sometimes they call him Tex-Mex, as Jay Skinner scores 2 for BBB.
Didn't sound like it was a moniker that he goes by all the time.
No, and we Tex-Mex the heck out of him in that first game.
and what about the White Wemby nickname?
For Brett Simmerman, 00, that was just made up.
Never been called that in his life.
And I suspect, if I had to guess, Isaiah Moore, Agent 0, is probably also made up.
Probably wondering, where did they get that from? Well, that is your illustrious coach who, when given the opportunities to supply names, he supplied whatever the heck he wanted to supply.
Yeah, exactly. That just makes me want to hang out with these guys so much more. Every time I learn more about the Wet Bandits, I just –
So now it makes me question whether the real names are their real names.
That's true, yeah.
Today, we will call you Agent 0.
Wet Bandits, there is a game going on here. Wet Bandits hit a 3 to take a 1-point lead, and that one does drop. Braxton Barrett's
was a tidy bowl.
Shot hit every part of the rim and then finally dropped, and so BBB is now back out in front, 21-20. Long shot there by Wet Bandits.
Yeah, Simmerman taking the long shot. Work it down inside.
Jay Skinner bringing the ball up the court for BBB. Now, Jim and I only saw 5 guys for BBB in their first game. We'll be curious to see if any reinforcements have come in or if they're going to try to play both games with just 5.
I don't see any new faces on the court just yet, so they're getting their exercise.
Absolutely. The unmarked Bandit lays it up for 2, and Wet Bandits are back out in front, 22-21.
Yeah, how many guys does BBB have on the roster?
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Maybe some guys had to work, or
very well.
You never know.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody gets every Saturday off.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we know that the Wet Bandits have a few more guys sitting on the bench.
Yes, they do.
Especially their coach, who's probably laughing his butt off about the nicknames that he's chuckling too hard to play.
Oh yeah.
There he is, peeking around the corner. I see him down there.
Jackson Miracle draws the foul. So he will go to the line, shoot 1. Shot is up. Shot is good.
All right. Yeah, and I guess the moral of the story is we'll get to know some of these guys over the next few weeks and make it a little bit easier to call them by name, and we won't have to rely on fake names.
That's right.
That'll be good. Pulling the wool over our eyes.
That's right. Nate scores 2 for BBB to tie this one up, 25 apiece. And, whoa.
He about lost it.
Perry almost lost it. He throws it over to the unmarked Bandit. That Bandit throws up a 3-pointer. It won't go. Rebounded by Nate. Nate brings it across the floor. He's got some help, but he's going to just shoot from the free throw line. Oh, and then get his own rebound.
Just Nate gets his own rebound. He's going to kick it back out, but it gets stolen.
Braden Perry.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul.
Foul called on Josh Parker, I believe.
White Wemby says it's not a real foul.
Braden Perry brings the ball up the floor. He shoots. No. Rebounded by Nate. Nate down to Kaiwan Johnson. And Kaiwan looking for some help. He throws it over to Jay Skinner. Back over to Nate. Nate fires up a 3-pointer.
And that's
a little bit short, a little bit left. And
you had the ball. You didn't necessarily have to take it back out of bounds.
Austin Mosier, I think that was, tried to save it.
Okay.
No, that was not Austin Mosier. BBB has a 12 out there.
I don't think Tex-Mex has even gotten a shot off yet.
All right, BBB has a 12. I don't have a 12 on the roster. So they do have at least one extra body because we did not see number 12 in the first game.
Well, maybe he's 24's half-brother.
Could be.
I don't. Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Swinging around, fellas.
Braden Perry with the ball. Yeah. He's getting swarmed. He throws it over to Simmerman. Zimmerman's going to slow things down a little bit, let everybody get set up.
Yeah, both looks like BBB's playing a man-to-man, and they're playing pretty tight. They're not letting them come in, yeah.
Ball goes out of bounds, last touch by BBB, so it'll stay with the Wet Bandits.
That was Johnson? Yeah, Kewan Johnson.
Yep. Tex-Mex throws it into White Wemby. Oh,
Bout
goodness.
got it over his head.
Here's Kewan Johnson, throws it over to Josh Parker, who throws it to mystery number 12.
24's half-brother.
That's right. His three-pointer won't go. It's rebounded by Zimmerman. Long pass down to Perry. Perry back out to Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets the ball swiped by 24's half-brother.
You can't make any highlight plays if we don't have your name.
That's right.
There you go. Oh.
Yep. And finally, Josh Parker gets it to go in.
Yeah, this is going to be a real tight game.
It is. BBB up by 2. And we're beyond the halfway mark of the first half. Three-pointer, by the unmarked bandit up and good. So the Wet Bandits are back out in front by 1 with 7:24 and counting.
The unmarked bandit.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's quite heroic.
It kind of sounds like a superhero. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Robin Hood or Lone Ranger.
That's right. BBB shoots and scores, so they take the lead 29-28.
Keeping it tight. Yeah, both teams playing pretty loose. You don't see, get a little movement on both sides, just a little. Oh.
Tex-Mex can't get his shot to go. It's rebounded by Jay Skinner for BBB. He throws it over to Kewan Johnson, and here we go. This is 24's half-brother with it.
There you go.
Yeah. He throws it over to Nate. Nate fires up a three-pointer.
Oh, Nate just Nate. Couldn't put it down.
Rebounded by Wet Bandits, stolen by BBB, and that's Kewan Johnson running it in.
Yeah, that was a nice little lay-in after the steal.
31-28, BBB in the lead.
I think we're both dealing with allergy issues because my throat is clogging up as well.
Oh, and what a fortuitous timeout on the floor. Jim and I are going to take a break and try to get our throats a little moistened. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Crossroads Community Church, Bedford, Indiana. As we come out of the break, we've got BBB in the lead over the Wet Bandits, 31-28. Wet Bandits with the ball, Braden Perry specifically. Well, now he's thrown it over to Jackson Miracle.
Fast break.
And it is smacked around, stolen, restolen, stolen back, and BBB ends up with it. Kewan Johnson underneath.
Okay, Kewan. There you
go. Third time was a charm.
He just wanted a couple rebounds in the stat box. And
that's right.
Yeah, that's why he did that.
33-28, BBB in the lead. This is probably the largest lead of the game in what has been a very close contest, back and forth.
Evenly matched. You got height on both sides. You got some speed on both sides. You probably got the same amount of sharpshooters from three-point land.
Kewan Johnson again runs in, lays it up, and in.
That one looked much easier than the last one.
BBB up by a touchdown, 35-28. During the break, I did get a chance. Nice shot there by Zimmerman for 3. I did get a chance to look at the standings. Wet Bandits came in today at 4-0. We saw them win earlier, so they're 5-0. BBB came into today 3-1. We saw them win earlier, and so they are 4-1. And both teams are in the East Division, so this is a crucial game as each team jockeys for position. I don't exactly know what the tiebreakers might be in the IBL ProAm, but I got to think head-to-head counts for something pretty darn important.
Yeah, it would be head-to-head, and I would assume they'd have some sort of seeding for the playoffs.
Yeah. Simmerman over to Walker underneath the Miracle. Miracle shoots, won't go.
That was a nice little move.
And it's reeled in the middle of traffic by the unmarked Bandit.
Yeah, pass it around. You got some tight defense coming after you. He's wide open on the other side. I want to see some Tex-Mex.
That's right.
Put a little chili on top.
And Perry loses the ball.
Oh, come on.
Over to Nate, over to 24's half-brother, back over to Nate. Nate shoots, Nate scores.
There you go, just Nate.
And BBB stretches their lead out to 6 as we approach the 4-minute mark in the first half. Simmerman with the ball. He'll fire up a long three and nothing but net.
Yep.
For Brett Simmerman.
Caitlin Clark range.
Yeah. So BBB is still out in front, but now only by 3. 24's half-brother takes a shot. It won't go. And a loose ball reeled in by Kaiwan. He throws it over to Braxton Barrett. Barrett's shot won't go. Rebounded by Simmerman. Simmerman's in some trouble. And there is a slam dunk by Jay Skinner after the steal. And in the ABA, that would have been a 3D play worth 3 points.
But now you just get a little recognition with the replay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex's shot won't go. Rebounded by Nate. Nate brings it up the floor. He'll fire it from about the free throw line. It won't go. It's rebounded by the unmarked Bandit. He brings it up the floor, guarded by Nate. BBB playing some really tight defense. Boy, Jay Skinner climbed the ladder to get his arm up there, but the shooter got just enough on it to get it over his fingertips. But that was impressive effort. Oh, 24's half-brother hits a three-pointer.
That was 12. I'm looking at a tiny screen here, and those pink letters on pink uniforms are not easy to read from this perspective.
Wet Bandits passing it around. This is the unmarked Bandit with it.
The unmarked Bandit. Didn't that used to be a character on the Gong Show?
I don't know.
Years ago?
Oh, God. I haven't watched the Gong Show in decades.
Well, and then they remade it. But no, we're talking Chuck Barris a long time ago.
Yeah. Three-pointer is up and good. And that was the unmarked Bandit. 42-40, BBB holding on to a 2-point lead. That was Jay Skinner trying to go to the hoop. He doesn't get his shot to go. Simmerman gets the rebound. Long throw down to the unmarked Bandit. He needs some help. Great recovery there by number 12 for BBB. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Wet Bandits. But had number 12 for BBB not turned on the Jets, the unmarked Bandit had a free lane all the way to the basket.
Yeah, they've got some speed on both sides.
Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Josh Parker for BBB. Throws it over to Jay Skinner. And number 12 with it. Long three-point attempt. Nothing but net.
I'm going to get it in on that downtown party.
45-40, BBB in the lead. Simmerman brings the ball up the floor. Josh Parker tries to knock it free, but to no avail.
These guys aren't even trying to get close to the three-point line. Maybe they're trying to get close to the actual three-point line at the NCAA, which would be a little bit farther back.
Could be.
But it's not half court.
And Braxton Barrett, I think, drew the foul while he was shooting, or was it not? Oh, it was 12?
Yeah, 12.
Wow, I swung and missed big time on that one.
Swing and a miss.
So he will get 3 shots. Simmerman was called for the foul. First shot is up, no good. 12-second shot up, also no good. Gets one more. Since he was in the process of shooting a 3 at the time he was fouled.
That's true.
It's up.
Oh,
goodness sakes. Just cannot get any love from the rim.
That was a good foul from the Wet Bandits then.
Yep.
Come out empty.
We're in the final minute of the first half. 45-40, BBB in the lead. Another steal there by BBB. They'll bring it up. They've got a 2-on-1. Instead, they fire up a three-pointer.
At least you had a...
And Skinner can't get his shot to go. Goodness sakes. And Braden Perry comes out with it. No harm done on that one. That'll be a foul against number 12. Probably on the floor. Yes, indeed. Here comes the unmarked bandit.
Okay. Here comes Tex-Mex.
Oh, Tex-Mex can't get it to
He hasn't
go.
hit one of those this game.
And we got a whistle on the floor, but the clock keeps running. It is a running clock. Jay Skinner in no hurry because his BBB team
They're
is
going to hold it for one. Yep.
up by 5.
Try to stretch this lead to as large as they can get it.
24, his half-brother fires up a long 3. It won't go. Oh, tip-in attempt.
Almost got the tip in.
By Braxton Barrett is just
Let's
a bit
take a
off.
look at that replay that I got saved up.
Oh, yeah.
Had that, I believe it was the dunk. Yeah, there you go, the dunk by
Jay Skinner.
Nice steal in the back. Down.
Nice. All right, we have reached halftime. There's about 2.5 minutes left of it. Jim and I are going to take a break, and we'll be back in 2:24. we're back in Crossroads Community Church, Bedford, Indiana, coming out of halftime of the game between BBB and the Wet Bandits. BBB holding a 45-40 lead at the midpoint of this contest. Wet Bandits currently 5-0. BBB currently 4-1. And they are battling it out in an East Division match here. Yep, that could impact playoff seeding.
So if it's a showdown, would that give the advantage to the Wet Bandits?
Well, I don't know. Since they are named after Home Alone.
Yeah.
I mean, the graphic I came up with for them was just, a typical Western bandit. But
yeah, no sinks overflowing or.
Yeah, slipping down the icy stairs or anything.
Come on,
like that. Marv. BBB gets a three-pointer to start off the action in the second half. It's Wet Bandits with the ball.
Trapped.
The unmarked bandit gets it out to Simmerman. We got a whistle on the floor. And 24's half-brother for BBB is called for the foul.
Yeah.
Simmerman puts up a very long three-pointer. That is too long, and Kaiwan Johnson can't get it in.
Oh.
Simmerman got his hand up there, but I don't think it interfered with the trajectory of the ball.
Yeah, that's the second one he's made more difficult than it needed to be.
Three-pointer by the Wet Bandits, no good. Rebounded by Jay Skinner. And that's a kick ball, goes out of bounds. Either way, it's going to be Wet Bandits' ball. Simmerman over to a teammate. That is Perry, who shot and missed. Rebounded by BBB. Three-pointer by the men in pink. And it's in. 51-40. BBB starting to open up a considerable lead here.
They are getting into it. Yeah, with only 3 minutes for halftime, if you've got any momentum, you keep that momentum going into the second half.
Yep.
It's not like anybody got cold. Oh,
the teams exchange missed shots. This is Kaiwan Johnson. His three-pointer won't go. Reeled in by Jackson Miracle for the Wet Bandits. Jackson brings it across the floor. Throws it over to Owen Walker. Owen can't get his shot to go.
Oh, that was an assist anyway.
Oh, okay. yeah, he totally drew it up that way, and Jackson Miracle got the bucket.
Yeah.
So score Owen Tex-Mex Walker with the assist in our non-existent scorebook. Number 12 fires up a three-pointer. It won't go. Rebounded by Jackson.
My cameras are really lagging this afternoon. I don't know. There we go.
Rebound by the unmarked bandit. He shoots. He misses. It's rebound by number 12. We got a whistle on the floor. No shot.
It's on 00 Zimmerman.
All right. Foul was called on the floor. BBB puts up a three-pointer. That was Jay Skinner. It does not go. It's rebounded by Braden Perry. Now the nickname Braden Tipton gave us for Braden Perry was BP, and that does make sense. This is first and last initials.
That's true. Yeah, some of them make sense.
So I'm going to guess that one is correct, or authentic, or whatever you want to call it. Well, there were a couple of jabs at his buddies there on some of the nicknames.
Yeah, because Braden Perry is just too hard to say.
Yeah,
you got to shorten that sucker up.
Here comes the unmarked bandit. He's going to fire up a three. It won't go. It's rebounded by Jay Skinner. BBB up by 9. Here comes Skinner. His shot won't go. Rebounded by
Good drive.
Jackson Miracle.
Got to finish.
Neither team running plays.
That was
at
off
this point.
Yeah, that was a good block by Nate. Is that just Nate? That was just Nate.
Yep.
Got the block and.
Yep.
Oh,
long pass down to Josh Parker.
Heads up play for an easy two, and they're going to call timeout.
Yep. Wet Bandits need a chance to get things together here, maybe catch their breath. Suddenly they're down 53-42, and Jim and I will be back in a few. And we are back. Crossroads Community Church, Bedford, Indiana. As Owen Walker shoots and hits a three-pointer for the Wet Bandits. So that's what they needed coming out of the gates. Now put a little defense here, hold BBB scoreless, and keep chipping away.
Get some points, hopefully easy points.
Brett Zimmerman breaks out his best Pele impression, kicks the ball, stays with BBB.
Oh, I thought
three-pointer up and good. That was Kaiwan Johnson. So BBB back out by 11 again as we approach the 15-minute mark left in this game. Running clock until the final 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Walker passes over to Miracle.
Tries to set a play. Nice drive, Miracle.
Miracle's shot won't go. Braxton Barrett with the rebound, throws it over to 12, who throws it over to Kaiwan Johnson.
Nice drive.
Kaiwan drives to the hoop, shoots and scores.
Yep, he saw that lane open.
And BBB stretches the lead to 58-45. Wet Bandits looking down the barrel of their first loss of the season.
Yeah, both these teams are real tough. They're gonna, they're going to be in the top 5. You would think.
I would think.
One would think.
Kaiwan Johnson called for the foul. Three-pointer is up and good. Who was that? Was that Duncan
4.
King? No. Braden Perry.
That was Braden Perry.
Yep.
BP, as he's known in the
on the streets.
On the streets, yeah.
Shot by BBB is up and good. Perry driving to the basket. You know, I don't think we've seen Duncan King now that I mention it. He played in the first game.
I don't think we have, nor have we seen Braden Tipton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple guys.
Well, we've been talking about Braden Tipton, but we haven't seen him.
Maybe the guys made him pay for the nicknames.
That's right. They're actually watching it live on the bench, and they're like, all right, Tipton.
Yeah, he's got a stock stuffed in his mouth, and he's hog-tied back in the back.
That's right.
Just wait. In a couple hours, when the guys do see this, they're going to think, what the heck was going on up there?
BBB up 60-53. The men in pink bring the ball up the floor. Number 12 shoots it from 6 counties away.
Yeah.
It won't go, but it's rebounded by Braxton Barrett.
That was an ill-advised pass.
Yep, that's picked off by the unmarked Bandit. He brings it up the floor, throws it over to Perry. Perry underneath, shoots and scores.
May not be the tallest, but he's got some grit getting down low like that.
So look out. Wet Bandits are back within 5.
Yeah, that was good placement for a timeout.
Yes, it was. The game was starting to get away from him, and nice block there by Zimmerman.
Which do you add that? Do you credit that to the coach who gives you fake nicknames, or was that a player decision?
Yeah, I don't know. Shot is up and good. I think that was Zimmerman under there for that 2 points, and it is 60-57. Wet Bandits are right back in this thing after looking like the wheels had come off the wagon.
Yeah, yes, they are. Oh, couldn't get the favorable roll. I have noticed these rims are really loose compared to some of the rims on some of the games we've called.
Oh.
The balls just don't bounce near as far away as, sometimes guys shoots a 3, and by the time it bounces, it's already out of bounds.
Wet Bandits passing the ball around. Walker over to, is that Perry?
It is, yeah, that was Perry.
No dice.
BP.
Rebounded by Jay Skinner. Wet Bandits put a little bit of full court pressure on Skinner and then back off. Skinner underneath to Josh Parker.
Go down low. Yep.
Nice block there by somebody. It was either Miracle or Zimmerman.
52 with the cleanup.
And 2 for BBB. Here comes Braden Perry. He throws it over to Owen Walker. Back to Perry. Back to Walker.
Yeah, the guys have been hanging tight, and Owen Walker's only got, 1 3? There's another 3, second 3.
Well, that was Jackson Miracle on that three-pointer. So, Wet Bandits within 2. And we got a whistle on the floor. 31.
Miracle.
Jackson Miracle called for the foul. It appears we have a timeout on the floor, possibly?
I think it is.
All right.
Let's take a timeout ourselves.
Yep.
We'll be back.
We are back in Crossroads Community Church, Bedford, Indiana, coming out of the break. 11:14 left to play in this one. BBB 62, Wet Bandits 60.
This is a close one.
Yes, it's a battle among the powers of the East Division in the IBL ProAm Gold Cup. And this is Jay Skinner with the ball, guarded by Owen Walker. He throws it over to Josh Parker. Parker fires up a shot.
Way off.
And, number 12 winds up. No foul?
No foul on that one? I think that was.
I think everybody was stunned by that.
I believe so. Yeah, even the fouler.
The
The foulee, the other official. And 9 other guys, 8 other guys on the court.
They call a kicked ball, so the ball stays with the Wet Bandits, and that'll tie it up, folks. We got a tie ball game, 62-62. 10.5 minutes or so left in regulation. Braxton Barrett brings it up the floor. He's guarded by 2 Wet Bandits.
Yeah, the Wet Bandits need to get some of their momentum back that they've given away last few minutes, and
that'll help. Jay Skinner buries a three-pointer from the top of the key.
That helps quite well.
The unmarked Bandit brings it up the floor, kicks it over to Jackson Miracle. Miracle's shot up and good, and we're tied back up again.
That's all right. Both teams are going to dig in.
Oh, yeah.
Dig the heels in, and let's see what we can do before the final whistle.
Kaiwan Johnson gives it over to Josh Parker. Parker over to Jay Skinner. Skinner fires up a three. It'll be a little bit short.
Oh, almost.
Skinner tries to save it, but runs out of real estate.
Rebound. At least he tried to follow up his own shot.
Yep.
See a lot of guys throw up that three, and they're halfway back down the court.
Yeah.
And they still missed.
The unmarked Bandit brings it across midcourt, throws it over to Simmerman. Simmerman gets it knocked loose by Josh Parker. Over to Kaiwan Johnson. Nice layup there by number 1 for the men in pink.
Nice play, number 1. Good speed.
Braden Perry brings it up the floor. He needs some help. He's guarded by Kaiwan. Throws it over to the unmarked Bandit. Dribble.
Good ball handling.
Back over to Perry.
Yeah.
Perry's going to take it in a little bit closer. Shoot, a little bit short. Miracle gets the rebound. Oh, ball goes off of Walker's hands. Yeah. It'll go over to BBB. We're under the 9-minute mark. BBB up by 2 in this East Division battle.
Yep, nobody's given in yet.
Jay Skinner to the hoop. Oh, golly. Rolls all around the rim and then falls out the front. Here comes Simmerman. He slams on the brakes, throws it to the unmarked Bandit.
Late, still got it.
And we're all tied up again. We may see our first overtime IBL ProAm game.
This is, I think, the biggest lead. Well, BBB had a fairly good size lead coming out of the halftime. But Wet Bandits have come back with a vengeance.
Yep. Kaiwan Johnson puts up a shot and buries it from three-point range for BBB. Nice shot there by Kaiwan.
Yeah, trying to get 7 or 8 points in between them, but it's just not stretching at all.
Braden Perry with it. Throws it over to Owen Walker. Walker back to Perry.
Pass.
Perry reels it in by the
nice
skin of his fingernails, and the
nice cut.
Unmarked Bandit drives it in and pulls Wet Bandits to within 1.
Yeah, that was a very nice cut. And good recognition to get him the ball for the assist.
Number 12 with the three-point attempt. Up, no good. Rebounded by Brett Simmerman.
Yeah, and you notice in this game, they're not just coming down and throwing up threes. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a winning team's going to do. They're gonna figure out the best way to score, and threes generally are not the most efficient way to play an entire game.
Zimmerman is mauled. Looks like the call is going to go against Josh Parker. Yep, and it is indeed against Josh Parker, called on the floor.
If he mauled him, does he have to go into quarantine for 2 weeks?
I don't know. Checking for rabies.
Yeah.
Wet Bandits with the ball, passing it around. Tex-Mex fires up a three-pointer, buries it.
There he is.
And so number 44 gives the Wet Bandits a 2-point lead as we dip under 7 minutes left in regulation.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor.
Yeah.
And we'll take a timeout as well.
Timeout.
And we're back in Crossroads Community Church as we come out of the timeout. The Wet Bandits wearing white jerseys are up on BBB in the pink jerseys, 72-70, 6:54 and counting left in regulation. And this has been a great game as two of the heavyweights of the East Division of the IBL ProAm Gold Cup are duking it out here right in front of us.
Yeah, the ball handling, both teams keep the ball. I mean, they're not turning it over left and right. We were seeing a lot of that earlier today.
Braxton Barrett's hook shot won't go, but that's probably because he was fouled, and so now he will go to the line and try to get his 2 points the hard way. Barrett's first shot, up and good.
Nice stroke.
And he has the opportunity to tie this game for the 438th time. On this shot here, Braxton Barrett shoots and scores.
There you go.
72-72. And this, Jim, is fun.
Yeah, this is the game we've been waiting for. These guys are got two heavyweights going at each other, and either one of these teams would give any team in this league a run for their money.
Oh, yeah.
Good board.
Perry's shot won't go. Rebounded by BBB. Up the floor to, Jay Skinner almost loses it off his leg.
Keep
but
the handle.
He keeps it. That is Josh Parker, I believe. Yes, it is, now that I see the 30 on his back.
That was a little spin move he had there.
Yeah. Ball goes out of bounds. It's awarded to the Wet Bandits.
Big men usually have a hard time doing the spin move because your center of gravity just kind of keeps pulling you one way.
You're right.
Yeah, that's the way balance gets off when you later in life.
And in my case, my knees start saying, no, we're not built to go this way. And self-destruct, self-destruct.
Yeah.
The unmarked Bandit with the ball. He's guarded closely by, is that 12 down there, I think? 12 knocks the ball away, gets it to Jay Skinner. Skinner over to Kaiwan Johnson. Johnson underneath to Braxton Barrett. Barrett's going to drive to the basket. He will shoot, but he will get fouled and then get helped up in a nice bit of sportsmanship there by Jackson Miracle and Braden Perry.
Wasn't a pretty move by any means, but
no,
almost got it up and in.
So Braxton Barrett now, instead of having the opportunity to tie the game, has the opportunity to give BBB the lead.
Yeah, and he's been shooting lights out on the free throw line, as I jinx it.
Oh,
no. Yeah. That's the broadcaster's jinx.
Yep, and this is the only game going on in this gym, so we know they can hear us.
It is, yeah. Yeah, if we talk above a whisper, it's audible everywhere.
Oh, no, you did. Braxton's going to climb up here and beat Jim.
That's all right. By the time he heard me say that, it'll be next week.
Oh, but he probably heard you on the floor.
Oh, he probably did. Yeah, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 guys. Where'd he go? Ah! He's climbed the stairs. Came after me. There's only 4 guys on the court.
I got you.
Nobody else understood that.
All right, Wet Bandits with it. We're at the 5-minute mark and counting left in regulation. BBB up 73-72. This is the unmarked bandit with the ball. We do not know his name because he does not have a jersey on. His three-point attempt is short, rebounded by Jay Skinner. Passes it off to Braxton Barrett, and look who's going to the line once more.
Yeah, worst free throw shooter in the history of free throws. He's gonna.
No, there's no saving you now.
Oh, he's only missed 1.
Nope, it's too late. Braxton heard you. So he makes a shot and draws the end one. So he will go to the line and try to make this a three-point play, which he does nicely. Yep. Nothing but net.
Nice.
And that puts BBB out in front by 4, which at this point in the game seems like a huge lead, given what we've seen all day. But don't count out the Wet Bandits just yet.
Yeah, I really don't see anybody conceding this game.
Ball gets knocked out of bounds. It's awarded to BBB. And there goes Kaiwan Johnson. He breaks free, scores 2.
I lost the ball. Now they got a 6-point lead.
Yep.
Okay.
Wet Bandits are going to have to do something here.
They just need to play under control. You're not, you still got plenty of time.
Owen Walker's shot is off target. Kaiwan Johnson reels it in. He thinks about taking it coast to coast.
Pull it back out.
Decides against it. Throws it over to Jay Skinner.
Yeah, this is the point in the game where you don't need to make stupid moves and try to force it.
And Skinner keeps it as simple as possible, drives it to the hoop, gives BBB an 8-point lead with under 4 minutes left to play and a running clock.
Okay, and they're going to call that out on BBB. Yeah.
Yep. Timeout on the floor, called by BBB. So with 3:37 left to play, BBB up 80-72 on the Wet Bandits. Jim and I will be back in a moment. All right, we're back in Crossroads Community Church. Coming out of the break, this will be Brett Simmerman inbounding to the unmarked bandit. Back to Simmerman. Simmerman for the Wet Bandits. Drives to the hoop, shoots and scores. Nice play there.
Make a move.
To get the Wet Bandits within 6.
Make a move. Now, if he can learn the pro step, do that little spin that he just did, get that pro step, he could almost do a reverse layup, uncontested.
Yep.
That's where watching some of the older guys or watching some of the other minor pro leagues around here, there's some guys that just do that fantastically. If he learned that, he'd be unstoppable in the low post.
Yep. Owen Walker with the ball after the unmarked bandit stole it. And now number 12 steals it back for BBB. He's going to alley-oop Skinner. Nope, didn't work. Ball went out of bounds. It will be awarded to the Wet Bandits. We're under 3 minutes. Unmarked bandit with the ball. Throws it over to Simmerman. Underneath the Miracle. Over to...
BP, was that?
I lost him now. I think the unmarked bandit has it now.
Yeah, that was Braden Perry.
All right, Perry's shot won't go. It's rebounded by Braxton Barrett. Throws it over to Kaiwan Johnson. Kaiwan roll. Oh, his shot won't go. But the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with BBB. Jackson Miracle, I think, tried to get the rebound. Couldn't quite get his clamps around it. Scored it out. And with 2:13 left on a running clock, a 6-point deficit is looking insurmountable for the Wet Bandits. BBB
don't count them out just yet. A couple three-pointers and you're right back in it.
Yep. And Nate drives to the hoop, draws the foul. He will go to the line and shoot two. 2:02 left to play. 80-74, BBB in the lead.
Yep, now is the time to play with a little urgency, and you still don't necessarily need to shoot threes.
Right, yeah. Don't want to,
but you do have to play tight defense so that they don't score on you.
Yep. Nate's first shot is up and good. That brings the lead up to 7 for BBB. Another one here should make it fairly comfortable for the men in pink. Oh, it's a little bit short. It's rebounded by the unmarked Bandit. It's Owen Walker with the ball, kicks it back to the unmarked Bandit, who fires up a three. It won't go. It's rebounded by 12. Over to Nate. Nate's got Kaiwan Johnson down there, and he's got Braxton Barrett backing him up. Kaiwan's going to fire a three. It won't go, but Braxton's there for the rebound. Yeah. His turnaround jumper up, good, nothing but net, 83-74.
Now we're getting.
And now I think we're
getting into insurmountable territory.
Yeah, the end might be near here for the Wet Bandits' perfect record, as Zimmerman wanted a foul, I think, on that one, and didn't get it, and his shot went terribly awry.
All right,
nevertheless, both teams showing good sportsmanship here. I think they respect each other as opponents. And Nate's picked off by Braden Perry. Braden brings the ball up the floor. He's going to stop, fire up a three, hit it.
And he hit it.
So let me see if the scoreboard operator was faster than I was.
I think he was, yeah.
Okay, 83-77 is the score with a minute left to play. Whistle on the floor. And don't know what happened.
Foul on the Wet Bandits.
Okay.
And that is Nate.
It is just Nate at the line. Shot is up. Shot is good. It's a 1-and-1. No? Why is it a 1-and-1? They're not at 7 fouls yet. Unless I remember the rules incorrectly.
I would have to take a peek at the rules.
Second shot won't go. Rebounded by Jackson Miracle. And shot is up by Perry.
He's
up
keeping
and
it
good.
Yeah, he's keeping it.
Braden Perry's going to try to make a liar out of me. But here comes Kaiwan Johnson. We got whistles.
Foul. Okay. That was actually a pretty smart foul. Is that a 1-and-1? That is going to be a 1-and-1. Maybe it's. Is it 5 fouls you get the 1-and-1? It's not until 8 until you get.
I thought it was 7 and 10, but I've slept since I've read the rules.
Yeah.
So. Kaiwan Johnson at the line. He'll fire it up. It will not go. That was definitely a 1-and-1.
Oh, and here come the Wet Bandits again.
It is stolen by the BBB. Nice effort there by Nate as he saves it whisker before it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, we got a real tight game here.
84-80, BBB in the lead. 36.4 left to play. Number 12 going to the line for BBB. And this has got I got to think this is a 1-and-1 because this is 7th team foul for the Wet Bandits.
Well, if he makes the first one, it's a moot point. Yep.
And he hits it.
Get the second.
85-80, BBB in the lead.
The Wet Bandits are going to have to clamp down on defense and stop them from scoring, or else you're. There we go. Wet Bandits bringing it down. Let's see what they can do in this last 30 seconds.
Perry with the ball. He'll square up. Nope. Shoot. In and out. No good. Rebounded by
good board.
Jackson Miracle.
Got to get
kicks
the three.
It out to Perry. It won't go.
They've got to get the three.
We're under 20 seconds. Jackson Miracle can't get it to go. It's rebounded by, is that Nate over there? Yes, it is.
Yep.
Ball goes out of bounds.
Yep, and we got a
Jay Skinner slam. Yeah. No.
Jay Skinner
fouled.
Wanted the ball before it got out of bounds on this end. He knew what was happening.
Yep, 13.9 to go. BBB up by 5. Jay Skinner going to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Skinner's shot up and good, so he will get the second shot.
I have seen a lot of good free throw shooting.
Yeah.
From a lot of teams. It seems like, in this league they're shooting near 90% from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was only one time when the three-pointer missed all 3 of them, but other than that.
Yeah. Simmerman puts up a shot. It won't go. Smacked around. Simmerman, he looks at the clock. He knows it's a moot point.
There he goes. He just made 6 points right in a row.
Oh, there you go.
That ties up the game. Or no. Didn't work that way.
Final score, BBB 87, Wet Bandits 82. That will be the Wet Bandits' first loss of the year, but to quite a worthy opponent, as I believe BBB's only loss came to the Woodpeckers, who, to my knowledge, are still undefeated.
I believe so.
Great competition here between these two teams. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and we look forward to being back next week. Stay tuned to our Facebook page Monday morning at 8. We'll also announce it on our Instagram page, what our schedule is going to be for week 4. But we will be back here, and we look forward to it. Once again, final score 87-82 BBB, and Jim and I are out of here.